Holly Hollowell.
This is Channel America.
News for freedom. The triple homicide case of Moskowitz versus Hall that shocked the nation last week has finally come to a close when Moskowitz was found guilty yesterday morning. More news on that coming up.
In other news, the final 2012 presidential debate occurred last night. And for those who missed it, here's a short clip.
I believe that we should not increase taxes that Obama will do in his next presidency. And I believe that we should crack down on China more when they cheat, which they do. Also, I believe we should open up more trade, particularly in Latin America, and responsibly researching green energy.
I mean, I do agree with this. I mean, I think we do need to lift the travel and trade embargoes on Cuba, but we do need to have some provisions to keep from anything bad happening, of course, but I do not wish to raise taxes, as my opponent says. I mean, I've always been about keeping taxes low for the middle class. I mean, maybe people who are richer will have to pay more. So be it. They make more money, they deserve to pay more. And that's how it is.
See, what was interesting was that a lot of their views have contradicted previous statements.
On the topic of job creation, we're expecting candidate Mitt Romney to discuss his previously stated opinion that he wants to give some attention to the smaller businesses. Instead, Romney had this to say.
To create long-term jobs, I believe we should look to energy. Now, one is to build Keystone Pipeline, which will create many jobs. Also, we have to research responsibly with new clean energy, but we have to also rely on energy from coal, natural gas, oil, and other, for more examples, solar and wind power.
On the other hand, although what Obama said was true, he failed to discuss his views on the importance of education.
I mean, I do agree with some of what he's saying, but because, you know, we need to create more jobs, but examples, I've created over 5 million jobs in my 4 years as president, and I feel like that's something, I mean, the American small business is something we need to keep alive, and, you know, that's generating jobs for, you know, America, and I feel like we need to have more tax relief programs for the small businesses in America, because that is our foundation. Thank you.
More on that after this commercial break.
Well, obviously I'm going to vote for Obama.
Obama.
Vote for Obama.
Barack Obama.
All such as equal marriage, women's rights, stuff that makes me a liberal, stuff that makes me nice.
Because Mitt Romney's
Okay, I'm voting for Glenn Coco.
4 teenage girls versus 1 child molester in a race against time to steal the Declaration of Independence. Will they succeed? Sling Kilter. New series premiere Friday at 8/7 Central.
Damien with the weather.
Weather? I thought you meant feather.
Another highlight of the debate was when Romney said that no changes will be made to Medicare, when he has previously stated that he wants to raise the retirement age to 67 instead of 65.
If you ask me, that's a pretty significant change.
Governor Romney.
I believe that we should restore $716 billion that Barack Obama took away from the medical field, but I also believe that no changes will be made to current retirees.
The biggest shock was when Romney's comical pro-life views changed drastically to the exact opposite, as shown here.
I do believe that government has no right to dictate whether a woman wants to get an abortion or not. I believe it is her choice, and the states should have their own laws against that, but the federal government should not decide whether or not the woman has a right to get an abortion.
Wow, that's a big change. Another topic worth mentioning for the middle class is the federal deficit.
I believe the government has to stop spending more money than they take in and encourage economic growth by looking at all government programs and decide if it is worth borrowing money from China to pay for them.
Well, I believe that we should not borrow any more money. We owe enough money. That's why we dropped from AAA to only AA rating. What we need to do is we need to have more American jobs. We need to stop outsourcing jobs to other countries like China, Malaysia, Vietnam. We need to start having more American jobs. I include that in my stimulus package over the next 4 years.
Both candidates vaguely answered the question on how they would achieve these goals.
All in all, the debate was a must-see for those still undecided. Now, back to the homicide case of Moskowitz versus Hall this morning. Moskowitz was found guilty when